harmony in the community. Hata hizo mambo ya watu kukosana kwa sababu kuna deni ijalipwa, watakuja kotini, itamaliziwa huko. Small claims court function effectively and they resolve the kind of disputes that they are intended to address. So asanteni sana kwa kukuja na watakia
a good clap to our judge. A good clap to our judge. Judge, we want to thank you for finding time to come and judge out. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Thank you. The LSK.
All protocol observed. Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Faustin Juma Waswa. I'm the Secretary LSK Bungoma. I'm sorry I came in late.
Applause to Mr. Juma Waswa, advocate. We'll then have a few remarks before we can break for tea. Edel, come and make one comment. From there we'll be calling the DCC. Just be ready to make a comment.
Person Mediation Bungoma, and I'm happy to be in this session, and thanks to the organizers of this event. In small claims, we are going to have matters, maybe those ones that are referred to mediation. And I would also like to welcome us, all of us, to be part of mediation, because it
allow me ride on the established protocol. Ladies and gentlemen, chiefs and assistant chiefs, you can get seated. And we also have the senior assistant county commissioner, who is my colleague, who works at the office of the DCC. Kindly be standing, just rise up everywhere. We are gathered on this occasion actually to launch a small claim code that will contribute immensely to CASA. I'm the village manager. That is the first judge in the village. Then we move to the office of the assistant chief. Move to the office of the chief, the DO and the DCC. From there, they go for meetings. You call for the parties. You deliberate. Then on the day that you make a determination, you get a letter from the advocate under the instruction of the client. The client now finds the made coincides with what the judge has made. So we ask, ulikuwa unatafuta nini? So ladies and gentlemen, I want to assure you that once we got this concept, napata haki. Na kwa hayo mengi na machache, nasema asanteni sana na Mungu awabariki.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. As you rightly put it, for allowing your people to come. You see the administrators have come in large numbers. Karibu sana. This is
good morning, everybody. I'm Robert Kamangoge. Just say that for the chiefs and assistant chief, this is a very good idea, because we have been having cases where way of enforcing your decisions, or whatever the decision you make as chief, assistant chief, as the ACC has said, it's not binding. Today, we will have somewhere to refer the case to. In fact, for the chiefs, you'll be very, meaning that you'll see people even abiding to your own decisions. It will complement our effort to solve problems at the grassroots. Members of public should know that we have small claims court. And it is the chief, the assistant chief, and the mukasas who will disseminate this information to the public through their barazas.
We want to do one or two. Yes, thank you. ODPP, there is an interaction between ODPP and small claims court. Might not be of cases and I'm sure that many of them fall within the small claims court. Karibu.
The small claims matters because the small claim court handles civil while the ODPP handles criminal matters. But sometimes the two may overlap. Urge the court to punish for criminal conduct. So the processes sometimes can run simultaneously. We know of accident. Want to urge especially those from NPS, also from GAO. Let us urge where there is where money was obtained by fraud, of course that one. So we'll be urging especially the National Police Service to have those matters where it is just about breach of contract, where there is an agreement directly. You just go to the small claims court, have that document.
Thank you, Chief. Morning, member. We interact with small claims court on a daily basis as advocates representing our clients, and we want to thank this that affects advocates is the costs awarded after determination of the case. When you compare the costs that the Act limits execution to specific means, and the attempt by the CJ nowadays watu ni vichwa ngumu. For as long as he's assured that run down the accident matters. So the same issues I think will apply in the material damage. So we need that clear decision if you are filing all running down matters in the CM's court, or if we remain the other side, the same issues for determination will apply in the small claims court. There's another issue that I have noticed as a defense counsel. The provision that there's that non-strict adherence to rules of evidence. That is a provision that is likely to be abused, because what does that mean? Does it mean if I sneaked in a document on the day of the hearing, it will be relied upon without having served my colleague in good time? So that we need to have a clear provision as to what that provision means, so that it's not abused. And as you know, advocates are bright people and they are mischievous most at times. Thank you. We are.
They are bright and yes. At least it has come from Ms. Wakoli. I'm glad that I'm not the one who is going to respond to those questions, but Honorable Gitonga and team is here. I know once we have taken tea, we will be taken all through all that. We'll also have a session for question and answers, I'm sure, and all these things will come out. By the time we leave this place, everything itakuwa iko sawa, what we can be able to sort out here. I also believe, Honorable Gitonga, you can correct me if I'm not wrong, there's amendment going on, so I'm sure that some of those issues will be taken care of. We want to go for tea, but I want to ask one question. You've umekopesha mtu 10,000.
Excuse me. Niulizie nani hajaandika kanisaidia.
Umekopesha mtu 10,000, amelipa 5, ingine 5 amekataa nayo. Who will go to court? Nani ataenda kutafuta wakili afile kesi ya 5,000? Mtasema? Afadhali ikae. Those are some of the things that this court is trying to address, that One, and I know that our team from Nairobi will be talking about this, those small matters, small claims that we may not feel comfortable taking to the normal judicial system, which one takes a lot of time. Also the technicalities involved, the complexities involved and all that. So this is what this court was trying to solve some of these things. And I'm glad that you are here. I'm glad that we are part of this to witness the launch of the small claims in Bungoma. When last year I wrote a letter to the Registrar Magistrate. I think I talked to the Registrar and she advised me write to the Registrar Magistrate for a small claims court, and I want to thank the Registrar Magistrate Court. Please pass our regards because of considering us to have a small claims court in Bungoma. I also want to thank the LSK because they have been very vocal on this. I am reliably informed that majority of the matters pending before Kakamega Small Claims Court are from Bungoma. Yes, so we expect that there's going to be a good uptake of the small claims matters here in Bungoma. So with all this, please allow me to invite you for tea. Where is it served? Yeah, I'm told the tea is served behind there. I'm also requested that if you have not signed the attendance, please do that. You can lift your hand so that the good lady can give you the form. Karibuni for tea. We give ourselves how many minutes? 30. Yes, 30 minutes. Yes, 30 minutes. Let's take tea, then resume for the real business now. Yes, karibuni. breakfast. Is it breakfast or early lunch or both? All right. Thank you. We want now to go to the real issues, the some substantive issues, and from now onwards, I want to hand over to my colleague, my sister, Mheshimiwa, karibu sana, so you can take us through from here. Karibu Mheshimiwa. Tumkaribishe.
Thank you so much, Chief. Good morning. Good morning once again. I am so happy to be here. We want to thank you for the warm reception. We can confirm that we have eaten chicken. Chief insisted that we have to, and it was excellent. Asanteni sana. So my name is Susan Gitonga. I am the Deputy Registrar, Small Claims Court. And today I am really excited that we finally come to Bungoma. I know it was, we have planned this for a while, and Chief has been really insisting together with our presiding judge, but we are now here. And I'm so happy that you're excited. I was telling Chief and the DCC, you have such a vibrant CUC. Yani mumechangamka ile serious. I really thank you for your commitment. So the previous speakers before me have really spoken about the Small Claims Court, and they've really talked a lot. And it warms my heart that they actually took the initiative to learn about the court and to know a bit about this court. So hata sijui nianzie wapi. Si tumesha sensitiziwa kidogo, especially from all those who have stood here. They've said very critical aspects of the Small Claims Court. So mimi ni kukuja tu kupolish up. So by the end of the day, I know that we are going to be good ambassadors. And the speakers have also emphasized that sisi ni nani? Ambassadors, sindio? We couldn't get the whole of Bungoma here, but we have gotten the who is who in Bungoma. So the fact that you're here, that means wewe ndio kusema hii county. Sindio? Wewe ndio kusema. You really represent a lot of people, look up to you, you influence decisions in the county, and so we are really grateful that these people are here na mtakuwa ambassadors. Hata kama tutawapatia ambassadorial allowance, Mungu atawalipa, si ndio? Na ya Mungu ndio ile noma kabisa, kwa sababu yeye ndo anajua ile shida ama ile mahitaji uko nayo, si ndio? So you take it up and just know that you're doing it for Bungoma people. So receive greetings from the Registrar Magistrates Court, who is my dear Santi. So before I go straight to
I think, according to me, in the simplest words possible, what hampers justice is
my mom. I was just saying corruption. You wanted to okay. You wanted to okay. Rudishe huyu ametupelekea mic kwa atuambie point moja.
I also wanted to say ignorance or lack of information and also time that it takes to conclude.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Nadia. So we've gotten, tumesikiza tukaambiwa, one of the things is lack of information, which is ignorance of the law, sindio? You may have a claim but you don't know where to information, which is ignorance of the law, sindio? You may have a claim but you don't know where to take it. You don't know the procedure, nitakuja court, nitaenda wapi? So hiyo inakunda wapi? So hiyo inakunywa maji. Sasa hata ujui ipeleke wapi, si ndio? Another thing, sasa hata ujui ipeleke wapi, si ndio? Another thing is corrupt. Either way it is there, but sisi hapa Bungoma minus us, we don't do that in our judiciary. Then kitu ingine ni bureaucracies. There are too many kabisa the relationships we have in the society, so that we are not always running to court, just on a light note. So access to justice is a principle, basic principle of the rule of law, which describes how citizens have equal access to the legal system. And one of the things that has been hampering access to justice is high court fees, geographical access, nasikia mlikuwa mnaenda Kakamega, understaffing of the judiciary, but that one is not our story in Bungoma. Chief has told us we have 2 adjudicators already, sindio? And they are well able, so they will be churning this judge like 5 years or more in court. Mtoto mwenye ulikuwa unataka kumpeleka university, si hata ameshamaliza hiyo university. Wewe hata umebarikiwa, hata umedosika, hata hiyo 500,000 unamwambia nimekuachia. Able to get it, yes. So the Small Claims Court was a vision of the judiciary under our STAJ vision, social transformation through access to justice, which is a blueprint that focuses on people-centered justice, so that we only not say that we have justice in Kenya, but is it accessible to the citizens, sindio? So that we all feel that justice is accessible to the citizenry, and this was the backbone of the Small Claims Court, the objective, and it is centered on the vision of the judiciary. So now let us move to the monetary jurisdiction of the court. I heard the CUC representative ably telling us that the monetary jurisdiction of the court is 1 million. That means you can bring matters from 0 to 1 million. At a 50, at a 100,000, all of those, as long as it does not exceed 1 million, you can bring to the court. But that does not mean that all matters which are within this pecuniary jurisdiction ought to be brought to the Small Claims Court. We've not locked you out from the Magistrates Court. Ni kwa raha zako. Ukijisikia uende Magistrates Court, weenda. Pesa inakusumbua, you will pay the high court fees, legal fees. It is okay. You can still go to the magistrates. Mmeshika hiyo joke? Ama imewapita? But if you feel that you want your judgment haraka and you save your money, you come to the Small Claims Court, yes. So what is our general, our guiding principles? And I will just move haraka, sitasoma kila kitu hapa, but I will share the presentation. So let me go back here a bit. The main idea behind the SCC was to allow for access to justice to the masses through a quick, inexpensive, and expeditious informal process in order to guarantee right of access to justice under Article 48 of the Constitution. Now let me explain about the issue of informality, because it doesn't mean we're a kangaroo court. The Small Claims Court is one of the subordinate courts in our Constitution. So si ati ni ile court yenye haina enforcement powers. It is still a subordinate court. We have the Supreme Court, we have the Court of Appeal, we have the High Court, the Magistrates, then Cathies. Now we have the Small Claims Court. So it is a court within our Constitution. Very important. Najua hata wanatuitanga small courts. They don't they jump the claims and they say ati umeenda kwa small courts. It doesn't mean that we are not a court. We are a court under our Constitution. But we really needed to set up this court because it will enhance the ease of doing business in our country by reducing the time it takes for matters to be resolved in court. So one of the another main objective was to enhance the ease of doing business. Nimewambia ukikuwa na kesi unapeleka kotini and it takes years. If it was to invest back in your business, then that money is lost. But if you get your money haraka, you can invest back the money to your business na unaendelea ukisonga, si ndio? Asante. So the guiding principles were also guided under Article 159(2) of the Constitution. Justice irrespective of status, justice shall not be delayed, promotion of ADR, we will also refer you to mediation if we feel this is a matter that you can mediate. Justice should be administered without due regard to procedural technicalities, and we are also promoting the purposes and the principles of our constitution. Sindio? Now, hapa there is a bit of problem because I have not highlighted the additional court stations that we have. Right now we have 55 small claims courts in the country, and as at 2 months ago, I know we had 127 adjudicators, but we now have 228 adjudicators. More were actually recruited for the purposes of this court. So what are our guiding principles? Namtapata under section 3 of the Small Claims Court Act 2016. You can go and have a look at that act at your own time. Timely disposal of proceedings. Our turnaround time is how many days? 60 days. That means from the date of filing to the date of determination, these matters should only take 60 days. Least expensive and reasonable court fees. How much are you expected to pay when you come to the small claims court? The most you can pay in this court is 1,000. Sindio? 1,000. So let me break it down for you. Ukikuwa na claim ya 200, 0 to 200,000, unalipa 200 shillings only. Ukikuwa na claim ya 200,000 to 500,000, you pay 400 shillings only. When you have a claim of 500,000 to 800,000, you only pay 600 shillings. 800 to a million, yeah, 800 unalipa 800 shillings, 1 million you pay 1,000. Hiyo ni pesa nyingi. Hiyo ni pesa nyingi kweli. As compared to the magistrates court where you will part with a few thousands before you file your matter. Sindio? I know hata washosho wetu huku, the ordinary mwananchi, I know to get 200 ni si kitu ngumu sana. Na most of the matters tutaziona hazitakuwa zinafika 1 million. Mtu anaweza leta hata 50,000. Sio ni pesa nyingi? Hata 10,000. Sio ni pesa nyingi? Yeah, so 200 shillings is the most that most people are going to pay. Now, what is a small claim? What is a small claim? It has not been defined by the Act, but I will explain to you what is a simple claim in the court. It is commenced by way of filing a prescribed form. We don't have complexities. Unaenda kwa the LSK chair, unamwambia unataka plaint, anakuambia even before we discuss 20,000 to open a file, and then before even sit down to draft documents for you which are quite complicated. Do you know how complicated a plaint is? They will make sure you know how complicated it is. So umelipa 20,000 kufungua file, plaint atakwambia 20,000 ingine, si ndio? Na defense wakisha file a response to that plaint, defense, kuna ile kitu yenye inaitwa you can also respond to that defense. Hiyo ni how much tena? 20, because it's quite complicated. Ordinary mwananchi always elewa is illegal jargon, si ndio? But now in the small claims court it is a prescribed form, and Limo is gonna show you that simple question to answer form. Unaandika tu what is your claim, what is umetoka wapi, unataka nini. Hata wewe ukikaa hapa chini unaweza andika. Any ordinary mwananchi can fill these forms. The response to the claim still through a form. Ukileta counter claim, form. Ukienda userve, utake kuambia koti yenyewe nimeserve, certificate of service, it is still a form. Another thing, it can be presented orally. And I will talk to you about the assisted filing desk in the small claims court registry, and we taught our registry staff about it yesterday. Unaweza kuwa hata kusoma hii form hauwezi. Most of us, maybe watu wa mashinani kabisa, washosho, guka, they might not even be able to read, na wajuko wao maybe wako ziara zao huko Nairobi. They can actually come to the small claims court registry. We have our able people there present your case orally to them in whatever language. We'll have interpreters and they can fill the form for them. Hapo wanatia tu sahihi and then they upload in the system. So you can see it is still simple. Magistrates, mko na vitu kama hizo? Kuna vitu kama hizo? Deputy Registrar atatuambia. I don't think they have such things. Another thing is non-legal representation. And this is where I want to insist. You do not need an advocate. Si ndio? Wewe ndo advocate wako. Wewe ndo unaelewa kesi yako. Si ndio? Unajua tunasemanga uchungu wa mwana ajuaye ni mzazi. Uchungu wa kesi ajuaye ni wewe mwenye umekosewa. Si ndio? So unajua unaweza enda kuambia your advocate and you bring a case to your advocate. By the way, I am not saying that you don't go and get representation. I told you kama pesa inakusumbua, wewe enda kwa wakili. Or I can change, wacha niseme kama umezeshwa, you have some few thousands to spare. Ukienda kwa wakili wako and you explain to them, this is my case, nini, I can assure you that you are a statistic. Okay, she has many. You think the LSK chair only has your case to deal with? She has a lot on her plate and she has very many cases. And unajua small claim, she will tell you with, hata kuitisha pesa ile nyingi sana. So maybe when she's presenting this case to court, because she has a lot on her mind, and maybe other cases, she might forget a critical aspect of your case. Utaanza kusema hapo during the hearing, no, it is not like that. Utaanza kupiga kelele hapo. You have already given authority to your advocate. So ni kumwombea day and night that she doesn't forget what you discussed. Mnacheka. Is that the correct position? They have refused. It is not the correct position. So that was a joke. But what I'm saying is, because you understand your case, you are well able to present it to court on your own, okay? So you do not need an advocate, but you can actually get representation from your advocate if you deem it fit. Now, no technical objection for want of form. That means in case maybe kuna kitu maybe hujaandika kwa hiyo form, there's something that is not correct, the adjudicator might be kind enough to just admit it and maybe just highlight it when the matter comes for hearing or mention. Evidence considered credible or trustworthy can be admitted by the court. So in the small claims court, there is a very important aspect of this court that is not found in the magistrates court. In the magistrates court, we proceed adversarially. Do you know what that means? Niwambie. Our dear is going to tell us. Adversarially. Let her tell us what that means.
I hope it mess up law 101. It's just two people, two varying positions. So everyone is presenting their case. It's a competition. You're giving your own version and the other, it's an adversarial system. Yeah.
Adversarial system, there.
Thank you Mheshimiwa. Naona mmeanza kumbombard na questions hapa. Yes, she's saying that in the magistrates court, it is it's like a competition, yes, because two people present. But what is unique in the adversarial system is that the court cannot intervene. Okay? You present your case, the court considers the evidence as presented. Okay, it cannot again kwanza kukuuliza na ule mbona hujaleta ule witness, hii document umeongelelea mbona no, they will actually consider the documents you have filed. But in the small claims court, we have an important aspect called the inquisitorial system, in the sense that the court can inquire into the evidence being presented. in the sense that ni kama ninakusaidia. You know, we are also advocates and we understand the law. We know things about corroboration and aspects like that. Let me give you an example so that you can understand. So me as Susan, I give my sister Tina here 10,000 shillings. And when I was going to give my sister 10,000 shillings, I tagged along a friend, the LSK chair, Wakoli alikuwa na Susan. Tulienda pamoja, nikaambia Wakoli ni beshte yangu, Tina amenitisha do, tupeleke Tina some money, si ndio? And then Tina hakuwa nilipa, so mimi nimemleta small claims court. Now when I'm presenting my evidence, I will say, I don't have documentation to show that I sent Tina the money, but I gave her in cash. Now when I was giving her, even my friend Wakoli alinipeleka na tukampatia, we actually took lunch, Tina akatuelezea mashida zake zote, nikampatia 10,000. But in my evidence, I did not include Wakoli as a witness. And us advocates know the importance of an eyewitness corroborating your evidence. So as an adjudicator, Shapo can actually ask, is Wakoli around? Can she be brought as a witness to also testify on what you're saying? So the court issues an order to compel Wakoli to come to court. Hiyo si court imekusaidia? Si nawe imekusaidia? Kwa sababu respondent akianza cross examine hapo anakuuliza iko wapi? Where did you send me this money? If Tina says you did not give me this money, you don't have the documentation, how is the court going to know? You understand? But as I sit as a magistrate, I'm wearing the cape of a magistrate, nitakuangalia tu, nikuhurumie, chief atakuangalia tu, akuhurumie tu, but there's nothing he can do. He's guided strictly by the evidence presented. Melewa. Santi. And then we are not bound by the civil procedure rules. We move by the Small Claims Court Act and our constitution. Judgment should be delivered on the same day and in any event not later than 3 days from the date of hearing. Now, when Mhesh hears a matter and I can actually hear and deliver the same day, isn't that so good? If the court is not having many matters on that date, na mumalize, na mseme we are not even filing submissions, and the adjudicator says, okay, let us meet after lunch, and you have a judgment. Isn't that amazing? Yes. It is extremely good. So what we have done, not later than 3 days in the amendments that we are doing, the Honorable Chief Justice set up a standing committee for the Small Claims Court. It is chaired by Justice Mrima, who is also a GSC commissioner, and we are coming up with amendments to the Small Claims Court Act and rules. Now, part of that amendment, tumesema hapa, we remove the 3 days and we just leave it 60 days, adjudicator atajipanga na hiyo 60 days, so that it doesn't have to be compulsory that it should not be later than 3 days. Maybe if she has many matters, she can postpone to next week or deliver the same day, but isipite how many days? 60 days. We're not bound by strict rules of procedural evidence. Whatever binds the magistrates court, as our rules are relaxed a bit. Let's say, for example, that one of your evidence you want to bring to court are pictures of what happened. Maybe it's a property that was damaged and you want to show the court that this is the property that was damaged, or correspondence from your WhatsApp. Najua mtu kama anakudai lazima mara nyingi ile pesa yangu iko wapi, ana text back, akinitakurudishia. Ingine iko wapi, just give me 2 days. I am so sorry my brother, I am going to give you back your money. See any evidence through WhatsApp, sindio? You can actually print that and file it in court as your evidence, and the court will not require you to bring a certificate of evidence like now how we are required in the magistrates court. The court will look at it, and if it is considered credible and trustworthy, the court can admit it as evidence. So we are relaxed. Litigants best act in person because they understand their issues, like I have told you. Now, in summary, claims at the SEC should not be complex, and to curb the complicated matters that have been filed in the court, because we've indicated it should not exceed 1 million, what we are having is people bringing in matters whose original contract exceeded 1 million shilling. Maybe a contract was 20 million, mtu akalipa ikabaki 1 million, alafu kasema now because it is below 1 million, let me take it to the small claims court. So what you are finding is most of these matters and the issues that the court ought to look at are quite complex. So in the amendments tumesema whose original contract value did not exceed 1 million. So if there's a contract you had which exceeded 1 million initially, before sasa alipe ibaki 1 million, and then kwa magistrates court, that one you will require, of course, maybe an advocate to bring out the issues in court, because that is a complex contract. Na sisi hatutaki complications, ndio? We don't want complications. Sisi ni haki chap chap. Now, should be one that can be heard and determined within 60 days. And then it is an elective forum. I've told you it's an elective forum. So what matters can be filed in this court? Bado tuko pamoja? Ama to have an exercise to stretch and so that we don't sleep. We are okay. 30 seconds to stretch. Just stretch however way you want. Stand up and stretch. Alafu tuendelee. Patia mwenzako space, a stretch vile anataka. Alafu take a sip of water. Mko sawa sasa? Yes. Sawa. So what are these matters that we are filing in the small claims courts? We are talking about contracts for sale and supply of goods and services. If you supply a service, maybe you own a hotel and you supply outside catering to someone and they don't pay you your money, as long as it is below 1 million, you can bring it to court. Sindio? Contracts relating to money held and received, I've talked about the debt that I gave Tina. Liability in tort in respect of loss or damage caused to any property or for the delivery or recovery of movable property. Now, in the amendments that we are doing, and the LSK chair has brought it up, material damage claims will be removed from the court, because we have also removed personal injury claims, and they all relate to running down matters. And we sat as a committee and thought that the running down matters require a lot of investigation. Just to be fair to the respondent, they may want to bring in an investigation report, they may want to bring in a third party. Unajua accident ikitokelezea, maybe ni mwenye alikuwa nyuma ndo alikugonga alafu ukagonga huyo, si ndio? You might have been minding your own business, riding your motorcycle or driving, and someone just causes an accident. So you may require to bring in a third party. And then, kama unasema nimevunjika mguu, we need to bring in a second medical report, and that may take some time. Na tumesema tuko na only 60 days. So I think our LSK chair, she's forward looking, and she's also thought even material damage are directly related to personal injury, because they are all tortious liabilities. So we are going to remove them from the court. So what will remain is contracts for sale and supply of goods and services, contracts relating to money held and received, basically will be a commercial court. And it is good like that, because our main aim was to ensure that we enhance the ease of doing business, get your money when people do not pay you your money, but when it comes to the running down matters, you can still go to the magistrates court. And what the Chief Justice has done, she's created a division called material damage and personal injury claims to ensure that these matters are also expedited. Unajua tuliwaleta small claims wakazoea, matters been finalized haraka, so most were feeling no, this is bad, now we have been taken back to the magistrates court, but we can assure you even these matters will be expedited. Sindio? Tumeelewa? Okay, so I want to talk about the exclusions of this court. What are these matters that we cannot bring in the small claims court? We have criminal cases, defamation, libel or slander, malicious prosecution. I'm glad that our DPP colleagues are here. Land dispute, title and possession. Maneno zote za shamba hatuwezi deal nayo under the small claims court. Employment and labor relations, maneno yote ya employment we cannot deal. Na pia maneno yote ya rental arrears, due deposit, hizo zote pelekeni magistrates or a rent restriction tribunal. So let me I highlight an important aspect that was spoken about by our DPP brother, and he said sometimes there is a correlation between criminal matters and civil matters. Unajua ukipeleka mtu kwa polisi, maybe amekuibia pesa, hiyo yenye tunaita obtaining money by false pretenses, 313 the penal codes, si ndio? Na ukimpeleka huko kwa polisi, you think you'll get back your money? Hautapata pesa yako. Ni ile tu ile kujipiga kifua, unajua ingia huko, rot there in jail, and it's punishment because we need also to deter such acts. But if you need to get back your money, you can file in the criminal court and again file it as a claim in our court seeking to be refunded your money because it was a contract. So ulimpatia contract of money held and received, ulimpatia na kakata kutenda, kwa hivyo unaweza leta. So please note that we do not bring these matters in court. And then we have other things, specified exclusions. We have the doctrine of res judicata. Tunaelewa hiyo doctrine of res judicata? Do we understand it? DCC kwanza wewe vile lazima unajua.
I have my chiefs behind it.
Chief? Yes. You want to choose one of your chiefs?
No, you need to explain it to the chief.
To the chiefs. Oh, waelewe. Now, res judicata is when a matter has previously been determined in another court and you've gotten judgment, maybe to your disfavor, and then useme hapana, huyu wako anajua ni nini anafanya, must have been a confused court. Then now you have had, kuna small claims court, this matter was below 500. You run now and file the same matter in the small claims court, but it was already determined in another court. So if someone raises it, and we are hopeful that the respondent maybe knows about it because of course alikuwa kwa ile kesi ingine, then can raise before the court and the court will dismiss and say I do not have, this matter is dismissed because it was heard and determined in another court. But a scenario may arise. Right now you have an ongoing matter in the magistrates court, but today umekaa hivi ukajiuliza swali 1, 2, 3 ukasema nao nimeleta small claims court hapa, mimi nataka kusikizwa kwa small claims court. So what you do, you go and make an application to withdraw the matter in the magistrates court and you file it afresh in the small claims court as long as it has not been determined. Judgment haijapatiwa, si ndio? Mumeanza kujiuliza hiyo maswali, mko na kesi huko magistrates, mmeanza kupiga hesabu vile tutaenda withdraw, si ndio? Si ndio? Anyway, another one is division of claims. So I've told you that our pecuniary jurisdiction is 1 million. But because we have brilliant, mischievous, cunning minds as human beings, you want to see how this claim of yours which exceeds 1 million is going to fit in the small claims court. So you have 2 million. and you have 4 names like me. No, nataka niwaambie majina zangu zote ni hata ama ni 5. Na bedhe mimi ni shemeji, mkijua hivyo. Mimi ni shemeji wenu. Yes, I'm married here. Yes. From your Luya brother. Yes, mjue mimi ni shemeji. After this mjue penye mtanipeleka ni enjoy because I am in my shemeji land. Anyway, no wonder, she's saying no wonder I'm shining, and it is true. Yeah, Luya brother, your Luya brother is doing a fantastic job. Yes, so anyway, 2 million shillings. Ukasema sasa, I want it to be in the small claims court. So what you do is, the first one, una file kama jina yako, the first 2. Unaweka hapo, unaweza sema, let me put 800,000. Haya, unaenda una file ingine, unaweka hapo maybe 600,000. Ingine tena unaweka maybe 5, so that it fits in the jurisdiction of the court. This is what we call division of claims, and it is not allowed in our court. Please don't be mischievous, and when you're going to talk to your people, please let them understand. Kama may exceed 2 million, unless they want to forgo 1 million, na waletie 1 million in court, they can forgo hiyo 1 million, useme nimekuachia, alafu sasa ukuje ufile ya 1 million. But kama unataka yote kupata, just go to the magistrates court. We have our very able brothers there, and of course even our capacity has been increased. Even chief will confirm that we don't take so much to determine these matters, even in the magistrates court. So peleka tu magistrates court, usianze hii mchezo ya division of claims na usimwachie 1 million. Si hata hiyo ni pesa nyingi. Haya, kuna kitu kingine inaitwa declaratory suits emanating from the magistrates court. These ones we don't do, but it was in relation to running down matters where you got a judgment and you want to maybe come and now sue the insurance company for them to cater for that amount. But vile tumetoa running down, this one is not applicable. Counterclaims. You're a claimant. Claimant ni kama plaintiff kwa magistrates court. You have sued the respondent. Alichukua 800,000 yako. Respondent anasema hapana, hata wewe kuna ile pesa nilikupatia hujai nirudishia. So hata yeye ana counter claim, anasema I'm also bringing a claim to that court. So they can file a counter claim as long as it is below 1 million. But because I've told you we are mischievous, there are some respondents si wanajua pecuniary ni 1 million. Wanajua deni yako ni yenye wanataka from you ni 800,000, but they lie and say my counter claim is 1,100,000. Ndio ukifile kwa koti seme no, I don't have jurisdiction. No, the court will not do that. What the court will do, will give you an option to forgo the 100,000. We consider the counter claim together with the claim, ama tumalizane na claimant, wewe ukaenda ukafile claim yako kwa magistrates court. Melewa aspect ya counter claim, and there's a form also there. We also have section 4 of the Limitations of Actions Act, where it applies to limitation of time. It also applies in the small claims court. Si ati unaenda unaka na kesi yako 15 years alafu unaleta. No. The Limitations Act also apply to the small claims court. Section 20, if you're not able to appear in court, you can get a non-legal representative to appear on your behalf. We call them duly authorized. You authorize another person, but you need to file a miscellaneous application before the court, requesting the court to allow this person to represent the case on your behalf. And the non-legal representative must demonstrate knowledge of the case and sufficient authority to bind the person being represented. Kazini yako ukitaka kurepresent, unaweza mleta, file a miscellaneous application, tell the court why you want your cousin to represent you. Sawa? But for advocates, they just file a notice of appointment and they are in court. Now, the forms, I will leave it to Limo. We'll take you through the forms. Section 23 of that act talks about the forms we have. Form SCC1, which is the statement of claim. We have Form SCC2, which is the response to the statement of claim. Tuko na third party notice, which of course now won't apply. We have the certificate of agency. No, certificate of service. I want to insist on the certificate of service. When you file a claim in court, you have to serve the respondent with the claim. Sawa? To ensure that the court believes the fact that you have served and to enable the court enter a default judgment, kama huyu mtu atakuja kotini. Unajua kuna wale watu wanasemanga nipeleke penye utanipeleka, si ndio? Go and do whatever you want to do. So you need to serve and file a certificate of service showing that I served this person, indicate if they received yes. If they did not acknowledge receipt, sawa, we file it. The court will look at the certificate of service and issue a default judgment, sawa, if they do not appear. So it can be made personally. Respondent should acknowledge that service, file a certificate of service, and what we insist is before you file a claim, please know where the respondent is. Tusikupatie first mention because ujue ukifile automatic, the system gives you a mention within 7 to 14 days and you'll auto appear in court. Usikuje uambie the adjudicator that please give me more time to go and serve. Know where the respondent is first so that you're able to serve. If you want to use WhatsApp and email, annex the evidence. Kama ni WhatsApp unatumia the number Safaricom, unaweza mtumia 1 shilling hapo. Sitaleta jina, sitaleta ni nani. By the way, you have to register your name once you take a line, si ndio? So una attach, una print hiyo imesema Dennis Kioko, and that is your respondent. Attach it so that the court can know this number that you sent via WhatsApp belongs to the respondent. Unajua this is a serious court. Msifikirie tu mtenda ku serve just anyone and you come and tell the court this number is for the respondent. No, the court has the responsibility of ensuring that the respondent was served in accordance to the law. So attach evidence. Kama ni email, maybe unaweza attach the previous correspondences that you had with this person. You have to attach the evidence. Kama ni substituted service, you have to seek leave from the court and you serve through postal address. Maybe respondent alisikia unataka kumpeleka kotini, aka change number, aka change location, you understand? But maybe kuna hiyo postal address. That's what we call substituted service. Okay, when the respondent is served, they can either settle, admit whole or part, deny or file a counterclaim. So this means that unaweza serve respondent and then they settle. Mnakuja mnaambia koti, I have settled the claim, na inaisha hapo, si ndio? Ama aseme hapana, mie owe you only 100,000. Let him come to court or in response to the claim indicate I am admitting 100,000, ndio tuende kotini for 700,000. Sawa? But in the amendments, we are introducing a very interesting part where we want to introduce a demand letter so that before you file a claim, serve to the respondent a demand letter, ndio kumwambia mimi by the way kama utanilipa in the next 14 days na kupeleka kotini. Maybe wengine watashtuka, si wengine wanashtukanga na wanasema wataki kupelekwa kotini, then they pay. I love what the LSK chair has talked about the committal to civil jail. I know it was removed via judgment, 3-judge bench, because the act only talks about attachment to property. Mtu akikataa kukulipa, I told you it's a real court. You get a judgment, you get a decree. You can go and attach their property by an order of the court or attach their salary. But in the amendments, tunarudisha the committal to civil jail. Ndio mtu akikataa kukulipa, tunamweka wapi? Ndani. Ndio watu waache kufikiria sisi we are small courts. We can also take people to jail. And human psychology, human psychology, ukipelekwa jela, unataka kukaa huko jela kweli? Kuna mtu ameshaikuwa jela? Here, hapa. Sisemi ulishikwa, si hata kuvisit mtu. Si hata kuvisit mtu. Our colleagues will tell us here that jail is not a place to be. They're not going to be smiling at you hapo, hapana. Ile hata ile wanakaa ngumu kabisa. Ukicheza, there are other measures that can be taken to ensure that you're disciplined there. You sleep on the floor, hautoki nje ile temenye unataka, but najua kuna mahali pa kulala, but si ile mattress kama ya home. So umezoea comfort. Umezoea bathroom yako ile umeka tu smart, smelling so nice, you know, the comfort. But when you go to jail, you do with what is there. So most people don't like it. Na kuambia kila mtu kwa hiyo sector, hiyo family watamchangia ndo atoke jela. Kwa hivyo hiyo pesa yenye alikuwa anakataa kukulipa, watu wakisikia ko jela wataichanga na utapata, si ndio? Sawa. So tuko karibu kumaliza. I've talked about the forms. Limo is going to show you about the form. I've talked about the inquisitorial nature of the court. I've talked about section 32 inquire. I want to talk about section 30. I don't know kama nimepita huko, but you can proceed via documentation in this court. Kama una time, na nyinyi wawili claimant na respondent mnasema hamna time, you can adopt the documents you have filed and tell the adjudicator, can you proceed? Consider the documents and give us a judgment. So you can proceed. Si lazima ukuje kotini useme whatever you want to say. But another important thing, this court is a virtual court. So we don't we don't encourage physical attendance, but maybe on a case-to-case basis the adjudicator can consider. But even as they come to court, we are hopeful that we'll bring to Bungoma, you know, that big screen in the registry where people who don't have gadgets to join the court can come there and they can be assisted to join the court there virtually. Sindio? Ndo msiende mka crowd kwa koti ya our adjudicator. Virtually tunamaliza maneno yote. So hakuna ile story ya I don't have time, my schedule is tight. Even if you're in a meeting, just excuse yourself na usiambie mtu yoyote unaenda kotini, watu wanaanza kukuangalia in some type of way. You just go in a secluded place, join the court, give your evidence, then get back to your meeting. Sindio? Please let us not adjourn. Always tell the people who you're telling about the small claims court, this is a no adjournment policy court. Ukuje kama uko prepared, effective. Imagine nimemaliza. Just imagine. I am through. Thank you so much for listening to me. Asante. I will invite Limo. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I think Madam has made an elaborate presentation. So on my case, I'll be presenting on two things. One is the e-Judiciary app, and the second presentation will be how you are supposed to access this code, where to access these forms, and how to file them in court. So for the e-Judiciary app, I think you have seen some leaflets on your table, and those who have smartphones, you can access your Play Store and look for that e-Judiciary app. You download so that you can be able to access some services from the court. So for this e-Judiciary app, The background is that the judiciary has successfully completed development of e-judiciary app mobile application. The mobile application brings forth the progressive transformation in access to justice and make various court services from the judiciary available on your mobile phone. The following are the benefits of the app: real-time tracking of cases using the mobile phone, provide easy mechanism for verifying court orders. That is an example for the law enforcement officers. If you have been given some orders from the court, you don't need to now bring again the orders to court. You can use this app and verify, so long as those orders were extracted using the system. Because there are those that are manually signed by the court, those you'll have to bring them, but those generated from the system, you can use the barcode to verify those orders on the system. You can also use to access virtual court cost list. For you to access those cost list virtual courts, you can use that mobile app. Eliminate fake receipts and invoices, minimize financial barriers. Court services will be conveniently accessed via the phone. The mobile application will provide a quantum leap towards realization of STAJ vision as it extends judicial service delivery platform and provide easy access to judiciary services. I hope as I proceed, we have started downloading that app. Unaweza sahau ukifika nyumbani. But let me continue. E-Judiciary app is an integral application. Kama unatumia pia iPhone, inapatikana kwa App Store for those sophisticated members of the society. E-Judiciary app is an integral application and the CTS and the e-filing. So if you have ever come across something known as the kiosk on our systems, this is a simplified kiosk on your phone. You can be, rather than traveling to come and check your case, maybe kuna ule mama nyumbani ajui kesi yake inakuja lini, unamsaidia tu, anaingia kwa hiyo app, anaweka kesi yake, anaweza kuona kesi yake inakuja lini, kuliko usafiri all the way kutoka huko mbali ukuje kotini. The app, that is the display of how the app looks like, the access of information. Hiyo kesi ya mashama P&A matters, verifying of orders, checking of payments. You ensure that the fee due is paid to the judiciary. On the issue, you can also access the judiciary website, the advocate portal. Mawakili pia kuna hiyo portal mnatumianga, you can access it from there, the cost list and the e-filing platform. So with that you can access so much from the judiciary. What are the features? As I've mentioned, this the access of information, general public, advocates and litigants. They have provided court users to self-search their case information. The case information they can get include the historical activities of the cases and corresponding case outcomes, upcoming feature activities that eliminate need for you to travel to the court registries. Verification of orders, judgment and rulings, that is for the general public, prison and the police officers. So with that you can be able to, the P&A, hiyo ni kwa kesi ya mashamba. Court users and members can search the portal and access succession matters that have been filed in the court session and on the specific estate. You can also access the cost list and court virtual links from the system. You can check the payment status, I've mentioned that. Also court users will be able to initiate requests for mapping and specific to a specific case using the app. So kama wakili umepewa kazi na a litigant, you need to access that case for you to be able to go through. You can use the app to make that request for mapping. You can the court users also can have a provision to clear any outstanding invoices through the app SDK feature. The SDK feature is that you will prompt if there is any fee you are supposed to pay. You use the app and you can be prompted on your phone to just input the M-Pesa PIN and proceed to pay to avoid maybe missing out on the reference and paying on the wrong accounts. Quick links to other judiciary platforms. Those judiciary platforms are Judiciary Advocate Management System, e-filing portal, judiciary websites, those I've mentioned. What are the benefits of this judiciary app? Provide greater convenience to litigants to track their cases, provide easy mechanism for verification of orders, access of the cost list and the virtual courts, and the issue of receipts, and minimize the financial barrier in access to justice. So on the Play Store, you will find it there, and on the App Store, you will find it on this other side. But on the App Store, there's limitation. The iOS app should be of version 1.0.2. So on iPhone, at times unajaribu kudownload, unaambiwa upgrade your device. Thank you. That is on the mobile app. I think you can be able to download them and be able to access the judiciary information platforms. So subsequently, I'll make a presentation on how to access these forms on the judiciary website. Once you access the judiciary website, you can be able to access on the judiciary website, there is a part where it shows those codes that are there on our system, and once you select the small claims code, it will take you to this website, and if you come down here, you will see the small claims forms. So if you click on that small claim forms, it will take you to this site that will enable you to download the small claims forms. So these are the small claim forms, and it just asks for the basic information. That is SEC Form 1, which is the statement of claim. It asks for the claimant personal details, it's got respondent personal details, legal status, is it an individual, sole proprietor, partnership company, or a state department. The nature of claim, you just select what is the nature of your claim, and then you briefly explain the circumstances under which the claim arose and attach documents. The attachment of documents is that space may not be enough for you to explain the nature of your case. But for some advocates, they check this document in Word and then they type whatever they need, because you can always fill even if it's typed. It doesn't have to be filled by hand. So once you give the brief explanation of your case, you say what is the remedy you need, the judgment, the sum, if you need cost of the claim, and other appropriate released by the court. And then by filling this form, I, the claimant, hereby waive and forfeit the recovery of sum in excess of 1 million. Why are we saying this? Because you can file a claim that is above 1 million shillings. You needed, like, it was a case worth maybe 1.5 million, but you're saying, since I come to the small claims code, my case can be heard within 60 days or less. So I'll prefer it being filed here. So anything above 1 million, you, by signing there, you are waiving anything in principle that the court will give you in principle 1 million, and if interest is above, that is well and okay. And then also you'll have to sign here, and while serving, the respondent, if they are in agreement, they can sign on your statement of claim on that part. And then the next form is the response to the statement of claim, SEC Form 2. It carries the same format as the statement of claim, and you are responding now as the respondent. Umeshtakiwa. Ukijibu mashtaka yako unajibu ukitumia that form. And if there's set off, you indicate there. If there is a claim against a third party, you indicate there. But still, you will get a third form, which is a response and counterclaim stroke set off. If you have a counterclaim or set off, you will indicate on that form as the respondent. We'll have also the third party notice. Maybe you have been sued, but according to you, it should be a third party and not yourself as the respondent. That is the form to use. And lastly is the certificate of service. The certificate of service is same as the affidavit of service in the mainstream court. So if you are serving, just fill this form to enable the court to know that you are able to serve the respondent, and the court can be able to make the necessary orders deemed fit to make. I think those were the two forms I was to present on. And on the issue of court fees, Madam has elaborated, and the same also, I don't know if there's no need for me to display, because it's just straightforward, whatever you are claiming. And it's also, once you file on the system, because once you have filled this form, the second stage now is you to create an e-filing account. An e-filing account, you just search on the system e-filing portal, you sign up for that account, and then you upload your documents. So once you have uploaded your documents, our system automatically will generate a mention notice for you. Immediately you have uploaded and paid whatever fees you have been given to pay. Ukisha lipa, unapata the first mention automatically from the system. You'll download that first mention, and then you serve upon the respondent. For the now in that mention notice, it will show the date that matter should be coming to court. I hope I'm clear on how you are supposed to file your cases. But in case of anything also, within the registry there is a desk known as NEA assisted filing desk. On this assisted filing desk, kuna wale mama mboga ama mashosho wenye wako nyumbani wenye hawawezi jaza hiyo form ya settlement of claim form. Unaweza kuja kotini, ukuje ujieleze, na wale wenye wako kotini wataweza kuandika kwa hiyo form. After wamemaliza watakusomea Kenya wameandika. Ukikubali kuwa ni vile umesema, unaweka sahihi ama unaweka kidole, and then wakutumia ICT will create your account, and then hiyo kesi yako ikuwa uploaded. But on top of it, there is a register that you should sign. In that, at times tunawasaidia. In the mainstream court, that is not possible for you to come for us to assist you. But in the small claims court, it is provided for in the Act, Section 23, subsection 2 of the Act, empowers the registry to do that. Hiyo register itabidi ujaze, ndio kesi ikiisha usirudi useme, hii kesi yangu mulifile vibaya, ndio maana nimeshindwa, ni nyinyi ndio mulifile kesi. Tutasema wewe ulikuja tukakusaidia, na uliweka sahihi yako kwa hii kitabu, na kwa hiyo form kuwa ni hiyo kesi yako. Asanteni.
Thank you so much, Limo. Before we hand over to our chief, I just want to confirm that we all have the FAQs. Limo, did we distribute? Yes. The FAQs we have in English, we have in Kiswahili, we have the service charter. Maybe Limo, you can give me the FAQ so that I showcase. I know we have the e-Judiciary mobile app. Mulisikia hii launch? Ama ikuwafikia watu wa Bungoma? Hii lilaunchiwa kitambo. I don't know if Chief, your CUC members are aware. We have the e-Judiciary mobile app. Have you downloaded it? Please download it. You can even just check on this FAQ to know how to go about it. Napelekea pia watu wenu hii, si ndio? Msiende itumike sijui kufanya nini kwa nyumba. Please keep this well so that you can refer. If someone asks you about the e-Judiciary mobile app, sisi ni ambassadors, we are able to tell them. Sawa? Kuna hii FAQs mahakama ya madai madogo madogo, we've translated in Kiswahili. Please also keep it. Angalieni kama utapata extra, kama kuna extra Limo tunawapatia, hata yenye iko extra nenda unapatia mwenzako. Refer always to it. We have the FAQs. Wale waelewi Kiswahili wanaweza angalia FAQs in English. We also have the Small Claims Court Citizen Service Delivery Charter. So kama watu wa registry hawakutreat vile tumeweka kwa service charter, mnakuja mna raise the concern with the Honorable Chief Magistrate and he will be able to assist, ndio? So mumeona hizi vitu zote, kila mtu ako na 4 things that nimewaletea. Amna limo, we can facilitate, they're saying they don't have. I want wakuwe na hizi.
I'll send to the registry, they can pick from the registry.
Haiko hapa. Gani? Or you've distributed. So kwa kuna mbili unaweza wapatia na hizi the leaflets for the Judiciary mobile app. Hizo mko nazo. Sawa basi. Let me consult even as we are having lunch. Nione zimebaki ngapi. Ujue niko shemeji wangu. Ni wa mashemeji. Lazima ni waachie zote. Yes, sitaki muone ni kama mlimake mistake kunileta huku. Asanteni sana. I hand it over to Chief. Asante.
Thank you. Si makofi kwa shemeji. We'll thank you later, Mheshimiwa and your team. But for now, please allow me to call upon our adjudicator who will take us through the session for, I am sure you have some questions. Ama hatuna maswali? Ni mingi? Yes, my sister, karibu sana.
Thank you sana, Chief. Good afternoon. Is it afternoon or morning, Bado? So good morning. Oh, okay. Good morning, good afternoon. Someone is saying good morning. My name is Honorable Howard Juma. I'm the adjudicator, Small Claims Court. And let me say I'm equally excited, finally, because the first time I came here, niliuliza kama tuko na small claims, because when you were doing our induction, I was told that Bungoma was going to be gazetted as one. So finally, we are having a small claims court. I'm looking forward to handling the matters. So without further ado, we'll start with the plenary. So I want us to engage ourselves. What have we understood? What have we not understood? So that we can be clear. Your ambassador, sindio, munaenda huko kuambia watu juu ya small claims. So you really need to be conversant with what small claims court is, so that you can equally disseminate the information to uko wenye wako nyumbani. So let's have an interactive session so that it can be productive. So yes, hata nimeona mkono even before even I okay. Do you have another mic?
Is this okay?
1 2 1 2.
Thank you very much for taking us through that session and for kutuelimisha regarding the small claims court. Like I said, my name is Inspector Michael Ocheng. I'm the Deputy Sub-County Criminal Investigation Officer at Bungoma Central, that is Chwele. And I remember before the session began, I was just wondering, because this sounds more of a civil process, where do the police come in? Where do we come in? Just the same way the prosecution comes in. But having sat until this point, I've learned so much, bearing in mind that I'm also an ambassador. I'm supposed to go and educate the members of the public whom we are serving at Bungoma Central. Now my question is, it is based on an experience that I had
Yesterday I had a client who visited me, and he gave me a narration that is a businessman in Kiminini. So he traveled all the way to come to Chwele because someone on Saturday in his business premise, in a way he was stupefied by a certain lady who gave her, you know, the drugs. Before he knew it, the following day when he woke up, going through his mobile phone, you know, so much had been withdrawn from her account, from his account. Actually, he lost a total of 960,000. The money is sent to different mobile numbers, different recipients. So my question is, now with the small claims court coming to Bungoma, or rather in place, can I advise such a client that those who received those monies, because it is not you per se who sent to them, can he use this platform to claim for such refunds? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. David Lupao. I represent the Children Voices. I speak for the children under Bungoma County Children Rights Network. I want to make a recommendation first that this is very important, but within that recommendation, I also wish to ask Madam, our Shemeji, something. Can something be added on those cases that are not supposed to go to the small claim court? Children cases maybe. I didn't see it. People might go there, but at the end of the day, why I say that, we have like kangaroo courts. You will see like cases are settled down there and some payment. Somebody will say, yeah, your child impregnated my child, and maybe you will have to take this child back to school. You need 40,000 or 200,000. They write even, they communicate in writing like they will pay, because we will have those cases coming even in our offices. So at the end of the day, maybe there might be somebody who would want to move to court on those small claim to say maybe we had this case of teenage pregnancy or child marriage and we agreed. I think we need some referral of that case in the small claim, that such cases when they come up, they can be taken to criminal, so that we can have justice being served to children. But in that small claim, it was gazetted for Bungoma. I don't know if it's just going to be in Bungoma High Court here, or it will also be in Chwele, Chwele, we have Webuye, Kimilili, Sirisia. Can we tell our clients maybe when they have those cases, they can go to Sirisia, we have somebody to take those cases? Or it will just be in Bungoma here? Number two, we have attendance of cases, many of courts coming to Bungoma, but the space for those cases in Bungoma is always not there. Like we lack the children courts here. So do you still also suffer the same consequence of lacking space for such cases? Because there will be so many. What I know, that's what is eating Bungoma every day. Or you have maybe to put it in the CUC that you need space for such courts. And do we have even a signpost in Bungoma town to show that there's a small claim court in Bungoma? Because I've seen the signpost for High Court. Thank you.
If you check it. Thank you. My name is Yes? Yes, please. Oh, they want to see me. An opportunity to come in front. My name is Daniel Marwa, the Osias Bukembe. So, my question is, we have a challenge in this case of money lending. Somebody does not have a certificate, but he disturbs you very much in the office that I've lent this person this much, and in regard,
he or she needs to pay me an extra fee of this. So if you tell this person that, Shylock, we don't pursue such a case because the agreement is there. It is willing lender, willing receiver, and you end up coming to police. How can you hear about it, madam? Thank you.
I think I can try to be audible for So for the ones that have been asked about my friend over there with regards to the guy who was yes, and also the children's matter, I'd like to refer you to section 12 of the Small Claims Act, which gives jurisdiction, matters that small claims can handle. The way Honorable Gitonga presented, not all matters will be handled by small claims, because we are also limited to jurisdiction, and the jurisdiction comes from the Act. So maybe if we can go back again and look at matters that small claims handles: contract for sale and supply of goods and services, contract relating to money held and received, recovery of movable property, loss and damage caused to property, settling of debts. So that particular aspect, or rather incident that you have just stated, has criminal elements. So small claims will not have jurisdiction to handle that matter. Similarly, the children's matters, jurisdiction. The law says if you don't have jurisdiction, you down your tools. We cannot do anything. So it's our jurisdiction is limited by section 12 of the Small Claims Court Act. So these are the specific claims that the small claims will determine. So not all claims that will come before the Small Claims Court, these ones. So before you disseminate the information to the public, let them also know of what type of claims can the small claim handle. So these are the types of claim that the small claim will handle. Yes, and then the issue of Shylock. Let me just give it to Honorable Gitonga, maybe to help me respond to that.
Thank you so much, my sister. She has answered the two questions very ably, and that is the correct position. So we have been asked about the Shylock. Shylock actually falls under money held and received, and it is a contract. It is a contract between the parties, and that is why we even have banks coming to court, microfinance coming to court. Let the Shylock person come to court and indicate that I lent this person money under what contractual terms, and if they put a very ridiculous aspect of penalty, then the adjudicator knows the law in which she will consider. We can consider and see, is this an unconscionable contract, or there are many things that the court will consider. So it is a contract because amempatia pesa kakata kurudisha. So hii maneno ingine ya penalties the court will also consider, because kuna wengine yenyewe wanapatiwa 10,000 kufumba na kufumbua na kuitisha 200,000, you get. So the court is going to consider so that there is a just outcome to that. So yes, Shylocks can also come because they have a right to access justice. Let me answer some questions also which were asked, some which my sister has not mentioned. Geographical scope, can they go to Sirisia? Najua kuna makoti zingine hapa. Now, all those courts, as long as they are within Bungoma County, they can only come to Bungoma. Sawa? Hizo koti zingine hatujaweka small claims court. Kama ziko within Bungoma zinaletwa Bungoma hapa. Sawa? As long as they are within Bungoma County. So kila mahali within Bungoma waambie walete to Bungoma Small Claims Court. And you know it is virtual, so they just file online. Space for the court, Chief is on it, will also speak to it. Do we have space? I know he knows this is an important court, and if there's an issue, I know that Chief is going to take it up and he will also advise. So msijali, tuko seti, tuko rada. Sawa. Signpost for small claims court. Very, very important question. My take is, of course, we need to have. Of course, the judiciary ought to provide for it, and we can request for it to be provided, but isn't it something that the CUC can take up? How much does it cost? Munasema hii sasa ni gift ya CUC to the small claims court. We can actually say that we will come up with Chief, forgive me if I'm taking over and telling the but because it is our court, you know, we can do something for our court, sindio? Mkitaka nawe nao ni kupanga haraka na zile pesa zenye mko nazo. Of course you guys have a lot, then we get the signage haraka even before wakubwa huko headquarters watuletee, na wakituletea si kutakuwa na mbili. Tunaweza sema hata moja iko kwa gate, ingine tunaweka hapo karibu na koti ukishaingia, si ndio? So kazi kwenu. I know it is our responsibility, but you can gift the small claims court with a signage. Amaje, Chief? Asanteni sana. Those are the questions I had gotten. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mesh. There's a question there, and there's another question. Nissan? Or Minishi?
Alafu pia nataka kusikia watu wamejifunza nini, si maswali peke yake. So ukienda huko ndio you have got the right information.
Yes, thank you very much. I am Francis Kwanda, the head of communication in Boda in the entire county of Bungoma, representing the chairman of the county for Boda. I have two issues that I need to understand very well. One, in our sector, we have motorbikes that our people get through the loans, and then they pay, like the companies like Watu Credit and Mogo. There is a case where a client took a motorbike and then employed another man to ride the bike, and he gave him order to go ahead and pay direct to the account. And then after the employee cleared the loan, he demanded that the bike is his because he is the one that was paying. Now, on that case, can small claims court, can that issue be brought to small claim court to assist in that matter? Number two, I have another issue here where there were two people, a male and a female, were planning to get married, and then they invested in a land, and for some time they disagreed, and then they parted. Then the female one demands that the land should be sold so that she get her share, and then the male one does not want the land to be sold, and he is telling the female to wait, that he will pay him back. Can that also apply to small claims court? Thank you.
I will start with the land issue, and I'll still emphasize on the jurisdiction of the court. And also, as we have been taught earlier, there's some exclusions where the court specifically does not handle such matters. Land is one of them, if you could recall the presentation. And I'll emphasize again and again, let's familiarize ourselves with Section 12 of the Small Claims Court so that we can know which are these claims that the small claims can handle, the court can handle. That is purely land matter, and we have courts that handle such matters, the ELC. So that particular case, small claims cannot handle because we don't have jurisdiction. The issue of loan agreement, I believe this is a matter that can be handled, but I will also seek to get concurrence from my colleagues. But there's an agreement in place. There's a loan that you have been given a loan, and you are servicing the loan. So it falls under the ambit of money held and received. So that particular matter can be handled at the Small Claims Court. I don't know if you want to add on something.
No, I agree with my sister that it is a contract. So what they need to do and what everyone should be really careful about, lay down the terms of that contract, even as you're giving this motorbike to this person, because from what I have understood, ulimpatia hii motorcycle na mkaelewana, any profit that he gets he pays to the bank, si ndio? But the fact that you've given him this motorbike, si hata hiyo umemsaidia. So there is no way he can say ati okay, after I am done with giving or with paying this loan from the profit I've made, then the bike is mine. Was it his in the first place? So it needs to come out very clearly, contractual terms, waandikiane vizuri, na kama waliongeleshana tu kusemezana, so that means they do not have a document. Who was this eyewitness was there who can corroborate whatever he's saying? So that one can come to the court. It's a contract, things relating to the contractual terms. Asante.
Just to seek some clarification on the issue of jurisdiction of the court, you insisting on anything touching land is not does not fall under your jurisdiction. I'm looking at a situation where there's a sale of land agreement, and the claim is not for enforcement of that contract so that I get the land, but instead I want a refund. Maybe the person who sold didn't have the capacity to sell, or they have changed their mind along the way. So even if I went to court for specific performance, I will not get the land. So I want a refund. Can it fall under small claims?
And based on that question that was asked, referring to a couple who came up, saved and bought land, now they are parting ways and they want to know, can we sell this land to get the money so that we can sale agreement is also the title of that land, Simiyu. You cannot run away from the aspect that we are going to be referring to the specific title of land. And in the Small Claims Court, we do not want anything to do with land. Atutaki. Because cases are different, cases are funny. Straightforward thing like money, it was the purchase, but in between several other things come up, and then the adjudicator is caught up in a mayhem quagmire. You know, she cannot consider those aspects that are now coming up in relation to that land, and that is where rental arrears, watu walikuja wakituambia na deposit, na najua I was there, then I moved out, so I'm not a tenant, so you cannot say this is a rental dispute. This deposit yangu hajanirudishia. So there was that conflict, but we said it is in relation to rent. The lease agreement that gave rise to that aspect of your claim was in relation to rent. So hapana, hatutaki maneno ya rent, deposit, nothing concerning rent. Kwa hivyo hata mashamba hatutaki maneno ya mashamba. Hata ukikocha aje liende, you trying to show hapana, hatutaki kusikia. We just don't deal with land matters. Asante.
Tumesikia hiyo. We don't deal with kabisa. And also rent arrears, deposit. The very first time when small claims was piloted, I think most of the matters were for rent arrears, deposit, so we don't deal with that. Now I want to hear, what have we understood? What have we gained from today's presentation? What are we going to tell the people out there?
Thank you very much, Madam, for this opportunity. My name is Olochu Mingo, Senior Assistant County Commissioner, Kandui Division. When we began the presentation, we were very eager to know what we're doing and what we're not doing. But going by the situation in Bungoma, what we're doing is limited, because what we interact with on daily basis, one, is the issue of land dispute. All the chiefs, every now and then, our chief imeshindikana. So I thought that the small claim court would refer such people to small claim court, but I find it not relevant. Babu mwenyewe hayuko. It is the grandsons that are dealing with the case. So hapo we find that small claim courts is point of interest. Number two was on the issue of rent. Rent coming to the office of the SEC. Mtu amekaa hapo for some time, amepotea na pesa 70,000. He has moved to the next plot. I have a case like that in my office right now. I thought that small claim course would assist me out. Another aspect of this issue my brother here raised, justice served. They want you to go and arrest the person. Weka yeye pingo, akae kwa cell. Aume na umbu siku moja. Kabla aende kutini the following day, before the 24 hours elapse, he say, I want us to agree. Is that the case? Mimi sitaki kwenda kutini, lakini pingo amewekwa ako cell. Taka tu huyu mtu anipatie nini? Pesa yangu. Ama tuandikane, alafu afanye nini? Arudi nyumbani. So that one works for them than going to court. And if that would be solved, if it would be resolved by the small claim court, I don't think they would go for it, because hii askari mtu yani anaona kama anakaribia maharagwe. So by that fear, badala ya kwenda nikule maragwe, let me make commitment and pay. And that one, sometimes it works, sometimes it does not work. But we thought a smaller claim courts would assist us in that, but that one will also not do. This court is relevant to wafanyabiashara. Those who deal with some 100,000 and above, not even mama mboga, because that one will be settled at the market master's office. Somebody's failing to pay 5,000 shillings. You can settle that at the market chairperson's office. But we now understand the concept of a small claims court, what it does and what it does not. But we will inform the community about the 60 days period. I don't know, no, it is like it's being piloted, it is being tested. I don't know how it has worked in Bungoma. If it is being launched, then if it has served, we have seen it work within that 60 days. We can confidently say that it works. But if there is no case that has been launched in Bungoma and solved within 60 days and give us evidence, then we will say what is presented in the paper against the reality is contrary. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Naona mmempigia makofi. Mnakubaliana naye kabisa. But small claims court is good for Bungoma County. It handles so many cases. Aside from the land disputes that we are talking about, is the matters at the magistrate court that I look at it and I am like, small claims. You see, so imagine handling your matter. And
I also want to encourage the community that it's a referral pathway that is strengthening.
Chief Mayanja sublocation. I submit that I have an understanding that small claims courts handle matters that having money, small monies, that is less than sometimes 5,000, 10,000, 100 and all that. They make a commitment in our offices, but they admit liability during that particular case. Then after particular case, then after the case is over and the timelines within.
Okay, thank you so much. My name is Robin Barasa, Chief.
As an imam, I would like to say that we are mostly involved sometimes in mediating between people. We know that unless you are an accredited mediator, having eased the process of getting justice, because this one is now very easy. And I can't say that I have learned so much, but I want only to say that please give us those and then we are going to implement down into the
The court says today is a small claims day, so we have to start with small claims matters and to get that the remandees in a meal. So criminal matters being so many in that same court. Otherwise, thank you. We have learned that how the criminal cases relate to small claims matters. Will be advising the NPS who are here. Those matters which come to the ODPP for approval, if we see that the ingredients suit small claims court, like supply of eggs where somebody was to supply and he failed because one reason.
It is a 2025 decision, and I've seen advocates relying on it at the small claims court. So maybe just a clarification on that.
Thank you so much. I have learned today that small claims court helps us, especially when people owe us money, that we can use it to recover our money. And that means that I will be not among the people that will be running to the police station that in a die mood, because I may end up with nothing. And on that case, do we have a case where in this small claim court where a client failed to pay and then ended up into prison, indicating that the one that was claiming to be paid did not get his justice, where in finance we call bad debt, so that the person that borrowed money did not pay, and then he was taken to court and taken to prison, and then the lender scored nothing. Thank you.
Thank you so much for all the questions and the comments. I'll start with the one for bill of cost for auctioneers. Unfortunately, the small claims court do not have jurisdiction to handle bill of cost for auctioneers. The bill of cost is to be filed at the Chief Magistrates Court. So the small claims court do not have jurisdiction to handle auctioneers' bill of costs. And then for the e-judiciary platform, the mobile platform, I think there will be a demonstration. Honorable Gitonga, will there be a demonstration?
Yes, Limo who presented maybe can go directly to the person who asked that question. Tell just to take him through how you're going to file, because I can see that we have a power outage here. We are not able to, but even the people from the registry, I'm sure they were taken through that system. And if we go back to Nairobi and you don't have time, please also go to the registry, the Small Claims Court Registry, and they can be able to guide you on how to use that application. Yes, so at least we have left the information in Bungoma. So I can also answer some of the, there's a question about rental arrears, and I confirm that we have two conflicting decisions. The one that was delivered by Justice Majanja the late, God rest his soul, which categorically stated that we do not have jurisdiction to deal with any rental matters. I am aware of the judgment by Justice Namisi Helen, which contradicts that judgment and now says that we can have jurisdiction to hear, aspects of deposits. But what we have done as a committee in the upcoming amendments that we are making, we have exclusively indicated that such matters which ought to go to the rent tribunals, matters which ought to be dealt by tribunals, there's a statute providing for such forums, ought not to be brought to the Small Claims Court. So we insist that we do not have that jurisdiction. But if you're able now to convince an adjudicator before now those the act now becomes operational, the amendment bill, then you can go. But you can go and file it. But I think I have we have talked about that even in the induction and all. So that is the stand we are taking. And then what else? Was there something else I was supposed to? I think that is all, unless my sister will highlight any other that I need to answer. And this is not working.
It's not working. I don't know. Is it for the show? It's steaming. But no, he's insisting we use it. He's still insisting I use it. For the camera. For what the ODPP prosecutor, Mr. Minishi, inquired about, the one for Small Claims Court already handling, here in Bungoma, already handling criminal matters. Yes, I'm already handling criminal matters, but I wish I'll want the Chief Magistrate to at least shed a light on that, so that we know that the 60 days, we are stuck with the 60 days. We don't go past the 60 days.
All right. Thank you, Mheshimiwa, and thank you for that question, Mr. Minishi. We take that seriously. What we've agreed with, I also want to confirm before that we have now two adjudicators, Honorable Juma and Honorable Ngetich will continue, is also an adjudicator, so we'll be having two adjudicators. What we have agreed for now is that we will allow the two judicial officers to continue performing the both roles as magistrates and also adjudicators, but they'll also set aside days for small claims court, so that we don't have the same day. But depending on the uptake of the matters, the small claims matters, I intend to, if the matters are many, I will eventually relieve Honorable Juma of the normal magisterial duties, so that she can now concentrate on the small matters, small claims, not the small matters, small claims. So please be assured that we are very keen on that, the 60 days, and we want Bungoma to be a role model, and we know that she is capable. So the 60 days, I think we are serious about that. If there's any impediment, we'll just have to relieve them of the normal court work, so that they can concentrate on the small claims matters.
Thank you so much, Chief. I think that is clear. So rest assured that we'll stick with the 60 days to deliver justice to the people of Bungoma. And let me say one thing. When I came here, I had a lot of mukasa in court. Mukasa alinisaidia, lelewana na mukasa. I asked my court assistant, sasa huyu mukasa ni nani? I thought it's just a person. But I came to realize it's chief. So hata mimi nikaanza kutumia village elder. Yes. So hata mimi nikaanza kutumia mkasa in court. Like sasa mumeenda kwa mkasa. Muone venye mtatoa hii kesi kotini. So I want to first appreciate the village elders, the chief, because hapo chini kwa grassroots ndo kesi inafanywa, inasikizwa, watu wanaelewana before they come to court. So thank you so much, the chiefs who are here, and I'm so sure this information yenye tumepata leo itafika watu wa Bungoma, and I'm looking forward from next week to be sitting to handle small claims matters. So I don't know if I have responded to all the questions. Yes, so thank you so much. Asanteni sana.
Thank you, Mheshimiwa. We are now coming to the end of it. Tumsindikishe na makofi yanapoketi. Thank you. Before I end, I want to call upon the staff at the Small Claims Court. Ruben and your team, please come forward so that watu waone, these are the people who will be spearheading this. If you have any question, you have any issue that you want to raise, you want any assistance in filing, let them come forward. Si ni vizuri tuwaone, ndio ukienda kotini unajua nani unaenda kuona. For the time being, we are having the small claims housed at the customer care desk, so that is where we will be operating from. I know they had introduced themselves, but it's also good to hear their voice and tell us who they are.
My name is Letitia Asolo, Court Admin 1. I'll be seated in the High Court. I was transferred from Kisii. Today is my 5th day in Bungoma. Asanteni. Mwenye anataka hiyo app akuje nitakufunza. Ukinikosa utapata wenzangu.
Good afternoon. Okay, I'm Desmond. I'm a court assistant attached to that registry. Desmond Pani Wamalo. I'm attached to that registry. If you are unable to file, come, I'll assist you.
Good afternoon. I'm Namali Valerie, court assistant attached to Small Claim Registry.
Hamjambo. Jina langu ni Msanga Ruben, nikiwa msaidizi wa mahakama ya Small Claims adjudicator kule. Tutasaidiana pale kotini kuhakikisha kazi yako ama kesi yako imefanyika kwa muda wa siku 60. Karibuni sana mahakama ya Bungoma.
Pigia makofi wanapoketi. They'll be able to assist you if you chief ukiwa huko kuna mtu anataka kutuma, mwambie kuja aone hawa, they are going to assist them. Yes. Sorry? Or their contacts, eh? Yes, yes. Ruben and your team, you share the contacts later. Yes. Yes. All right. Before I invite my colleague to come and pass vote of thanks, I just want to thank you for honoring our invitation. Asante sana. And Registrar na timu yako, asante sana. Yes, asante sana. Welcome again. I know umetuambia wewe ni shemeji. Karibu sana. And your team, thank you for coming. Thank you. Please pass our regards also to the RMC for agreeing to have this court here. So we'll do lunch after this. I believe it is served downstairs. Yes, but yes, downstairs. But is it downstairs or here?
Just here.
Oh, it is here. Yeah. It is here. Okay. Lunch is served here, but my colleague Honorable Tina will come and pass a word of what? Vote of thanks, Mheshimiwa. Karibu sana Mheshimiwa.
Thank you so much, colleagues. Ifanye habari zako. Unanisaidia? Sawa, nimeelekezwa. I want to start and say the presiding judge, she in her absence, the ELC judge, she was here with us. Our Honorable Chief Magistrate, Registrar, welcome so much to Bungoma. My colleague, Honorable Hao, the LSK Chair, Madam Wakoli, ODPP are here with us. We have probation, Ngao, habari zenu. Kama nimesahau kutaja jina yako, unajua tu we all fall under CUC. So thank you so much our stakeholders. Mmejitolea leo saa 7 mpaka saa hii asubuhi, kuanzia asubuhi mpaka saa 7 mmejitolea kukaa hapa kusikia maneno ya mahakama ya Small Claims Court. Hata mimi kama judicial officer, kusema ukweli, leo I have learned so much that we normally think we know the Small Claims Court, tunajua what it happens, tunajua what to do, but to be honest I have been enlightened na nimejua hata some cases we can be doing in court, we can tell people simujaribu hii, because we are all of us ambassadors where we are working, right? Like right now we are all mediators in our courts. We try to do ADR, and in a way, Small Claims Court is the way to assist people to get fastened or hastened access to justice. That is our motto nowadays. Kama justice imekuja kwa simu yako, mbona koti kuwesie time ikuambie sasa tutakupea hearing? Some courts are even in January. Ukienda milimani uombe tarehe unaweza pewa January 2027. Can you imagine? Sasa if you can get access within 2 months, isn't that better than waiting for a year? So I am grateful to our team that has come to enlighten us. I'm grateful to our officer who is ready to dispense justice through the Small Claims Court. And I'm grateful for the environment that we have in Bungoma. Truly, even the people that have come, they show that we are ready to take up the Small Claims Court. So thank you for taking your time and your questions and being ready to be our ambassadors. I've been told to pray, but I know it's a Friday. Najua kuna moja wetu anajua kuswali more than us. Kwani ni mmoja tu Muislamu? Mnamjua tu kwa Let me allow my sister here. It's her court. She can close with us with a prayer. Asante.
So I don't know if you can hear me. What I'm going to do, I'm going to recite a surah because today is Friday. It's called Suratul Fatiha. So it's like a general prayer. So towards the end, you'll all say Amen. Okay? Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Ar-Rahmanirrahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta alaihim ghairil maghdubi alaihim waladdallin. Amen. Thank you so much.
Maybe people want you to say something. You're very good with that.
Just that. I'm thinking, so utasimama hapa basi.
Ongezea uzito.
Wacha mimi niwapatie she's the one who starts speaking. Who is part? You start.
Yeah, start. Yeah. Kwa sababu koti hapa
Kiswahili.
English. So tunasemaje? What are we saying? Kwanza. Kwanza, what do you want us to say? Yeah. Na English ama Kiswahili? Any language that I'm comfortable.
Small claims
Yes. Chief Justice anaitwa aje na Kiswahili?
Jaji mkuu.
Jaji mkuu. Jaji mkuu. Sio Chief Justice. Leo tuko na furaha sana, tumefika hapa Bungoma Law Courts to launch the Small Claims Court Bungoma. Tunataka kumshukuru sana the Honorable the Chief Justice of the Republic of Kenya for gazetting Bungoma Small Claims Court. And today kupitia ofisi ya Registrar Magistrates Court tumekuja kusensitize watu wa Bungoma wajue kuwa tunawafikiria. Judiciary inataka waweze kupata justice haraka haraka. Small Claims Court ni haki chap chap. So we have sensitized the CUC members, our chiefs, the members of the public. Nataka mjue tumewaletea Small Claims Court in Bungoma. Hii ni koti ya madai madogo madogo. Unaweza kuja kotini, any amount that is below 1 million shillings unakaribishwa ukuje ufile kesi yako hapa. It is a virtual court. We resolve matters within 60 days. Importantly, you do not even need an advocate. Unaweza kuja na ujisemeze kesi yako mbele ya adjudicator peke yako. Even the court fees are quite affordable. The only amount that you can pay here, ile imezidi kabisa ni 1,000 shillings. So kama ni $1 million unalipa 1,000. Kama ni 200 and below, only 200 shillings. Tuko na furaha kubwa sana na tunaambia watu wetu wa Bungoma, tafadhali mkuje na muweze kufile your cases in the Small Claims Court na muweze kuenjoy hii koti na iweze kuwafaidi kama watu wa biashara na pia watu wa Bungoma. Nataka kuinsist, tunamshukuru sana our Chief Justice of the Republic of Kenya, Justice Martha Koome, for gazetting this court in Bungoma. Thank you so much. Asanteni. Yes. So makesi zenye unaweza leta kwa hii koti ni contract for the sale and supply of goods and services. Kama umesupplyia mtu a service na amekataa kukulipa, tafadhali mlete hapa kotini. Kama umepatia mtu pesa zako, contract of money held and received, umepatia mtu pesa yako amekataa kukurudishia, tafadhali kuja kotini. We will be able to resolve that case na upate hiyo pesa yako. Na tumeinsist pia, kuna zile makesi zenye atuleti hii koti. Najua ni koti mzuri, kila mtu angetaka kukimbia na akuje, but atusikizi makesi za mashamba, makesi ya employment and labor relations, criminal cases, land matters, defamation, malicious prosecution, hatuzisikizi. Lakini bado tuko na wa Magistrates Court where they are well able to hear all these other matters. So asanteni sana, mnakaribishwa. Asante.
Hizi cases ambazo zina involve mambo ya rent.
Yes.
Unapata ya kwamba mtu ana default on rent. Sasa mwenye nyumba anajaribu kufuatilia, akikuja police station, hata mwingine wanaambiwa sio aende Kakamega.
Yes.
No, I don't know if this.
Yeah. So in aspects of rent, we have the Rent Restriction Tribunal. Unajua kuna ile statute tunasemanga, if there's a statute that has been set in place to hear a specific matter, then can you exhaust that forum first before even coming to court? So we have that tribunal. But ikizidi amount kwa hiyo tribunal, you go to the Magistrates Court. So atu deal na rental matters. Yeah, the tribunal is in Bungoma, the Rent Restriction Tribunal, and even the Magistrates Courts can also deal with matters rent. Lakini hapo kwa Small Claims Court yetu hatu deal na hiyo matters.
Asante sana. Yes.
Sisi tunashukuru from Bungoma Law Courts. We are really happy and grateful to have a small claims court at Bungoma. It's going to be one of the courts that will really help the people of Bungoma to get justice. Yeah, we are grateful and we are happy and we are ready to disseminate justice. Asante sana.
Okay, maybe Chief can say something.
Okay. So for me today is an important day for the people of Bungoma. We've today launched the small claims court. I want to assure the people of Bungoma that we are ready to hear those matters. I can confirm that people have already started filing matters. We have 2 adjudicators who will be at hand to hear and determine those matters. We have staff who are willing to assist members of public in filing the small claims matters, and want to assure the members of public that we will ensure the timelines so that, and also ensure the success of this court in this region. So we want to thank all the members of the CUC who today came to witness this, and we look forward to even more engagement in future. Thank you.
Of late mama ambaye alikuja akamwolea mabati kwa nyumba, sasa mama alitereni. Sasa sijui kama hiyo ndio baadhi ya kesi ambazo anafaa kuleta simama.
As my colleague has said, she has specified the type of cases that are handled by the small claims. What I would want to insist is that even with the small claims court, we still have the mainstream magistrates court that is able to handle all other disputes. So if a dispute involves land or involves it's of a criminal nature, or it's a matter that does not fall within the jurisdiction of the small claims court, we also encourage people that we still have the normal magistrates court, which and the judicial officers are willing and ready to hear and determine those matters expeditiously.
Kuongezea tu, tunataka pia kuambia watu wa Bungoma watumie hii Judiciary mobile application. It is a mobile device that was launched earlier on by the Honorable Chief Justice, and you can file matters through this mobile application. So si lazima ukuje umetembea umefika hapa kotini, hata ukitumia simu yako, you just download that mobile application and you can be able to file matters through your mobile device. Asanteni sana. Thank you.
Thank you.
Just